Welcome back to another episode of the Real View Show. Real views from real people. I am Miles Reviews. I'm your host. I will be talking in this episode. We will be talking about Wicked Part One. I meant to do this video ages ago, but life innit. I feel like I should be wearing green or pink. Anyway, Wicked Part One, the long-awaited movie adaptation of the musical. And we're going to get into it. But as usual, guys, if you could please like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification button to stay up to date with any and all videos and content I am making. I'm also on socials as Miles Reviews, so check that out. I went to see this with my wife, but she was taking a bit too long to join me on the old commentary, so I decided to go ahead and go do it myself. No shots fired, just is what it is, you know what I mean? But we're getting to it. So we're talking about Wicked Part 1, directed by Jon M, written by Dana Fox and Winnie Holzman, also writer of the musical and book. Based on a novel by Gregory Maguire and the characters created by L. Frank Baum, starring, L. Frank Baum, Wizard of Oz. Starring, of course, Cynthia Erivo, Ariana Grande, Jeff Goldblum, Michelle Yeoh, Jonathan Bailey, Ethan Slater, Marissa Bode, Peter Dinklage, Andy Nyman, Courtney Mae-Briggs, Bowen Yang, and Bronwyn James. Have you seen it? What were your thoughts? We're going to get into mine in a minute, so check it out.
Okay, let's talk about Wicked. So what's this all about then, Governor? It's the origin story of the Wicked Witch of the West, Elphaba, played by Cynthia Erivo, who is outcast because of her green skin. We look at the friendship she has with the good witch, Glinda, played by Ariana Grande, and the events that put their friendship at a crossroads. I saw this maybe a week ago now, which talked about it soon. There's so much to talk about. But I've done a little bit of deep diving and whatnot, because it's just so interesting. It's a good musical adaptation and a really interesting movie. Overall, music was good and strong. I didn't remember that much about the stage play, the musical. Like I kind of had a vibe of what I was expecting, but I didn't really know exactly what to expect. And there was a lot of things I'd forgotten and kind of remembered as I was watching it, kind of thing. But it was a good film, man. It was long, and I kind of had this thing with musical adaptations. Like, they are very long. They're usually very long because the musicals themselves are quite long. And this one, especially, I felt the drawing out of some scenes. So some for the betterment of the story, and some I felt like, let's wrap it up here, guys. No, overall it's a good movie. Just, it did feel long, I'm not gonna lie, but I feel like I'm gonna keep harping on about this. I feel like for especially movies of that length, they need to bring back intervals. I know I'm making it longer, a longer night out, but let's face it, we're already out, or a longer day out, whatever. We're already out, we're already watching it. You've got us for that time. Let's just, break it up a little, just as you would in the theatre and on a musical production, But that's how I feel about it anyway. It didn't, I wouldn't say it dragged. No, there were parts where it dragged for me, but we'll get into it a bit more later. Yeah, it looked great. I feel like most of the visual effects were pretty good, pretty high quality. The sets and costumes, like, you've got to give up to those departments. Especially, they smacked out the park. The acting was great. Ariana Grande, especially, like, she was in her comic bag, man. She is so funny, and vocally she hit the notes and all that, and even went surpassed that, But very vocally able, as we know. Yeah, acting as well. She was one of my standout performances. She had me laughing, just with her like comic language. Like, she really brought a comedy to the character Glinda, and it really made me laugh. And with Cynthia Erivo, like, she is amazing, right? And like, I wouldn't say that I didn't like her acting. She was doing her thing as well. But like, when she starts singing, there's something about her, man. It was literally giving me goosebumps. Like, it was moments, and I'm not trying to be weird or like extra, like maybe they were in some of the press one. But nah, man, as soon as she starts singing, I'm just like, wow, like this girl is killing it, absolutely killing it. And yeah, I love to see her rise, man. I love to see her rise. It was great, good acting all around, good, some great visuals, and yeah, just I think a really epic musical adaptation, long anticipated, long awaited, and for the most part, for me, matched the hype, I would say. Tap it straight to my veins. But also we had Luther with us, and it was so funny because he's like he has his own running commentary, man, and he is living the kid life, you know what I mean? So anything, just has a comment on it, he'll say it out loud. Don't matter that he's in a cinema full of people, he'll just say what he's saying, you know what I mean? And it was hilarious at times. But like I say, tap straight to my veins. Okay, into spoilers now. Yeah, so going back to like the scenes that dragged for me a bit, there was one. So the big finale song of part one, this one, is Defying Gravity, and we on our way out we bumped into like a theatre nerd, and he was like giving us the rundown and saying how, like, you know, the original Defying Gravity is 7 minutes long. He made this one about 11 minutes long, and I did feel that, like, it was just it's this long sequence, like this long kind of chase sequence, and also like things going on or whatever, and you know, with the song sort of intertwined with it, and just feel like, yeah, just get to the climax of the song, like we're, you know, really drawing it out, and I feel like the length works positively in some parts, but for that finale scene, not so much for me. Yeah, it was just really good. I feel like I love the way it started with like the sort of you know, obviously no one mourns a wicked big musical number, but also like just the aesthetic of it. Like you get to see a bit more of Elphaba's backstory, her growing up, how she came to be, how she was growing up. Gotta say, having Cynthia Erivo, having a woman of colour play Elphaba, it just adds an extra depth to it, because obviously the main theme of Elphaba's journey is basically, you know, being treated different because of the colour of her skin. And so having a black woman play that is like, wow, you know, it's really, it's really deep. So my voice is like different. It's got a bit of a sore throat. So yeah, it just hit different, man. It just, I mean, obviously Cynthia Erivo's talent for singing in a league of its own, but also just having a woman of colour play Elphaba was, it was quite, I guess monumental, quite emotional in parts. It was deep, man. It was deep. And yeah, I loved it. Jeff Goldblum playing the wizard, he wasn't in it as much as I thought he would. But to be honest, I can't remember much about the musical stage play, so I don't know if the wizard is in it that much anyway. But he only kind of shows up at the end and sort of shows that he's a bit of a dick, you know what I mean? Like, you know, we all know the wizard is a bit of a shyster, a bit of a con man, really. But this is not the nice version of that. This is, you know, in this story of Wicked, everyone that you think most people that you think were good are actually the bad guys, and vice versa. So yeah, it was cool. There was there's Fierro, played by Jonathan Bailey. There's a part where he shows up and is sort of like, he's like the renegade, you know, the cool kid, like the, hey guys, like, why are you playing by all these rules, you know? Shows up to Shiz University. Shiz as well, that's a funny name. I don't know why that was, but anyway, sorry. Shows up to Shiz University and it's like, yeah, you know, you don't gotta play, follow all the rules and that, let's have a party, let's have a good time. You know, it's all about the good times or whatever. And they have this like huge dance number, musical number, I can't remember the song, in the library. And I gotta say, it's the most, there's a section of the library where it's like, if you've seen the movie, you know what I mean? Like, it's spinning around, people are dancing around on ladders, and it's spinning all over the place. Like, what kind of function is this for a library? It's just a madness. They really need to restructure that, because, you know, how you going to get your books when you're all upside down or whatever? But you know, that, joking aside, it looks great. Yeah, it was a really cool scene, really cool number, and I can't even figure out how they got that set to work, but yeah, it looks really cool. A lot of like stamping dancing. I don't know if the choreography was much different from the stage play, but I don't remember so much stamping. But I don't remember much anyway. But yeah, it was yeah, it definitely gave like Great Showman vibes in some instances. I know somebody worked on that. Might have been a director, Jon M. I don't know, can't remember. Yeah, man, it was cool. And so the through line of this, the big, like, there's a lot of big messages in this film, but the through line is sort of discrimination, like racism, being othered. And so obviously you got that with Elphaba with her green skin, but then also Elphaba's sister, Nessa Rose, played by Marissa Bode. She's a wheelchair user, and yeah, they call her like tragically beautiful. And even as I said it, gave me the ick. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, guys, why is she tragically beautiful? You know what I mean? But yeah, obviously they say that because she's in a wheelchair or whatever. But yeah, it was just cool to see because the actress Marissa Bode is actually I can't remember the word, but she's a wheelchair user as well. And yeah, it was just cool to see someone who is actually play that. And they did like a big stunt with her where she gets flung up in the air on the wheelchair as well. And, you know, that's pretty dope. So yeah, that was cool, man. That's that's another sort of discrimination to have. And then obviously you have the storyline with the animals. So Peter Dinklage is playing Dr. Dillermand, who is a goat professor. And there was this funny exchange between him and Glinda, Gelinda, as she starts off. Because he can't pronounce her name because of the G or whatever, so he just calls her Linda or something. I can't remember. Kind of bleats. But yeah, that was a funny exchange between them two. But also, just, like, Glinda's like Glinda is such a douchiness at the beginning, you know, and then she kind of goes on a journey, and you see her. Yeah, I'll get back to that bit in a minute. But anyway, yeah, so the animals of Oz, who are teachers and talking and more, you know, more than they are being treated. They're trying to be forgotten about. Like, there's even a scene when Cynthia Elphaba arrives at Shiz to, you know, get us to see off her sister, and she sort of loses control a bit, and her powers go crazy, and knocks the school emblem, placard, whatever you want to call it, the school mural of like the head professors, and it knocks down, and when it knocks over, you see like the past professors, which are all animals, so they've been like covered up. So there's this kind of thing of trying to cover up this like sort of group that seems lower, even though they're not, you know what I mean? Like, they can do their thing, but they're trying to cage them up, they're trying to stop them from having a voice, that kind of thing. So, you know, you got that as well, which I kind of saw as more as like maybe as like a class discrimination as well, as maybe a race thing, but I don't know. I didn't write. But yeah, it's all very interesting stuff, man. And there was a scene, there's a lot of like people coming away very emotional from this, from what I've seen on social media and all that. And I can see why. Like, if you identify very heavily or very directly with any of these groups, or that have been marginalised or anything like that, you know, if you've ever felt othered, if that's like a big part of your story, you know what I mean? I can see why. But for me, it didn't hit that. It didn't hit that hard, you know what I mean? Like, I felt it, but I wasn't like, oh my gosh, this movie's changing my life. It wasn't that for me. I was more so having a good time. And, you know, each reaction is fine, whatever, each their own, you know what I mean? But The one scene that almost got me, right? The one scene that almost got me is when Elphaba shows up to the underground party. Flipping Glinda has given her aunt's hat, aunt's hat that looks like basically the witch's hat. And Glinda shows up and everyone's just staring at her, like, and kind of just laughing at her. And it's just a real horrible, embarrassing situation. But then, Elphaba starts dancing, doing this weird ass dance. I'm not gonna lie, it was like, what's going on here? But, she starts dancing, and, at this point, I'm like, boy, I'm out of here. I ain't doing no solo dance for you guys to laugh at me more. But she's doing this dance or whatever, because everyone's staring at her, and she's like, boy, well, I'm hearing it. Like, come here. I'm going to show you. Even if I don't show you, I'm going to show you. Kind of thing. And then Glinda, she's kind of just been given word that Elphaba sort of said she was going to quit. What's the character's name? Played by Michelle Yeoh. You go get the names in, man. You go get the names. This is important stuff. Yeah, played by Michelle Yeoh is Madame Morrible. That's it, yeah. So basically, Madame Morrible is teaching her magic, witchcraft, whatever you want to call it. And Glinda is just desperate to be in this class, desperate to be treated by her, because, Madame Morrible is supposed to be one of the best. But, she has no interest in Glinda. But Elphaba, I can't remember why. I think it's because Glinda hooked Elphaba's sister Nessa Rose up with what's the guy's name? Bok, played by Ethan Slater. Yeah, as a date with Nessa Rose. I think she hooked them up. So because of that, Elphaba's like, kind of like grateful for doing that. So she tells Madame Morrible, look, I'm going to quit the class unless you let Glinda teach. Unless you teach Glinda as well. So Madame Morrible, sort of reluctantly agrees to it. But anyway, back to this whole dance thing. And, Elphaba's doing her weird little interpretive solo thing. And everyone's laughing at her. And then it just goes real quiet. And Glinda joins her in this dance. And there's a moment where she sort of touches her face, and I think maybe wipes away a tear or something, and just is this I guess this sisterhood is kind of just formed in that moment, and it was really powerful, man. Like, it was, I know, like, if you ain't seen it, probably sounds like I'm just talking madness, but it was really a really powerful scene, and that almost got me, man. Not gonna lie, that almost got me. Definitely got the girls next to me. They were bawling their eyes out. They had to ask each other if they were still crying later on. I mean, there were lots of good moments, and it's just a really interesting film. It's one of those ones you could just, keep picking at, and you find more and more stuff, and that in itself is interesting to me. Bowen Yang and Bronwyn James played Glinda's sort of besties, like, the arse kissers, basically, just just there to say the nasty things and mean things, and like be like, yeah, Glinda, you're the best, Glinda, kind of thing, them ones. But they played it really well. I found them really annoying. So, they played it really well, man. What could I say? They did their thing. But yeah, it was a really good movie. I really enjoyed it. A bit long, like I say. And now there's a part 2. Makes me think, wonder if they tried to fit it all in one square. But that'd be a mess. But it's really smart doing part 2. Doing it as a 2-part. I must say though, shout out to Sharon D. Clark. She was there as Dulcie Bear. She was the one that looked after Elphaba when she was a kid, when she was a little baby, all that stuff. So it's kind of like the handmaid, I guess. Yeah, I don't know, mother maid, I don't know. But she began some work, boys, some good roles. Sharon D. Clark, like, good for her, man. She been doing that thing, you know what I mean? UK. And Seattle Settle was there as Miss Colo. I think that from some of the deep down, I think that's a new role, but new character. But yeah, she played the bearded lady in Great Showman. I recognized her straight away. I said to my wife, "That's the bearded lady in Great Showman." So yeah, man, that's my musical nerd coming out. Yeah, I loved it, man, and I think it was a great movie. I feel like you can get a lot out of it. you can get the entertainment, but you can also get the messages and stuff. And yeah, man, like I say, it's cool to see a woman of color play Elphaba. It just it makes sense in terms of like, you know, just knowing that struggle and understanding that struggle. And yeah, I've also heard, you know, from a lot of like different Broadway actresses and stuff, black actresses, that yeah, it's like, you know, it's about damn time that had a black Elphaba kind of thing. So yeah, man, it just like I say, it kind of hit differently than when I saw the stage play. I can't remember who was playing Elphaba when I saw it, but it's definitely a white woman. But yeah, I mean, you know, I know it's acting, but I'm just saying, when you have a sort of experience of it, it's different, you know? You can bring something a bit more different to it. But yeah, like I say, great film. Really enjoyed it. It's probably stuff missed out when I was talking about, but that'll do. Yeah, well performed across the board, I think. And there was no one that I did not like. Michelle Yeoh did great as well. I thought her singing was okay, you know, but yeah, she still did her thing. It was good, man. Everyone killed it. Cynthia and Ariana totally stole the show. Yeah, and it was good to see as well Idina Menzel and can't remember her name. Is it Daphne something? Kristen Chenoweth in the little Oz scene in the Emerald City. Yeah, they were the original, you know. So one of the OG Elphaba and Glinda. So it was fun to see them there singing their thing. And she even did little which is I told you my voice, don't watch my voice right now. But that was from, you know, that's from Defying Gravity, isn't it? That's her line. And I love the way Cynthia Erivo, she changed it up as well. Like, you know, she kind of did the but like she made her own little riff of it, you know, it's great. But anyway, like I say, tap straight to my veins, great film, loved it.
Yes, that was Wicked Part 1, the epic movie adaptation of the famous musical. What did you think about it? How did you find it? Do you agree with anything I said there? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments below, as always. Are you looking forward to Wicked Part 2? Is this something that's getting you hyped, getting you gassed, you know what I mean? But yeah, let me know your thoughts as usual. And please, like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit that notification button to stay up to date with any and all videos I am making. I'm also on socials. There's Miles Reviews, so you can follow that. So, Miles Reviews everywhere. And yeah, just let me know how you feel about it. Thanks for joining me on another episode, guys. Hope you're well, hope you're good out there and enjoying those movies, film, TV, music, and life. And as usual, yeah, just take care of yourselves and you have a good time. God bless and all the rest. See you on the next one.